Keep going. 12 get behind me in the car. I'ma keep going. Bad bitches, soon they say at me, it ain't free throwing. My nigga on probation for some years, they need keep blowing. Why would I go to old Missy? Want some bubble Texas ass. They ask me how I do this shit. I came up on turkey bag. I call you when them balls hit. I'm making play like Jackson ass. Nigga came out trapping. I was rapping, nigga. I just changed my number, posted jumping. I got clientele. 30 days and 30 nights. Blew up on me 60 days. I ain't worried about falling off. Nigga, I got power play. Advanced checks, trucks pulling up. Rapper trap today. And yo, I can get this fuck. Just a dope boy out the bottom. Yo, you say you a superstar. I told her I'm a trap. Hey, y'all. What's up, everybody? Keep going. Happy Sunday. What y'all doing? How has your weekend been? What your weekend been looking like so far? I swear the weekend be like 30 minutes, bro. It's Friday. Then you go to sleep and then you wake up and you be like, it's Sunday. Shit. Time is an illusion. Time really be going fast. Time is like, what the fuck is time right now? Have y'all noticed that? Because like I low-key feel like it was just 2020 and then it's like 2025. But it was just 2020 was like 2 years ago. maybe three. That's crazy. But you know, that's another manifestation of Saturn and Pisces though, too. Like, you know, because Saturn deals with time, like in and of itself, right? And then with Saturn and Pisces, it's like time always seems like it's slipping or wasting away, or it's hard for people to grasp. Like time ain't real, low key. Oh, you hear the lighter? Yes, come with your, you know what I'm saying, your libations or yourself, come as you are as well. That's fine. Y'all just chilling. All right, boom. Everything feel like a dream. Yeah, I can see that. Like, especially with the North Node and Pisces too. It feel like a movie. You know, Pisces is movies. And I feel like because I have Pisces in the 5th house. So for those of y'all with like Pisces in the 5th, I would say Pisces in the 7th. If you have Venus, especially like the rough aspects, but you know, conjunctions, Venus in conjunction to Neptune or Venus square or opposing Neptune, like you could really feel like your life really be like a movie. Like, yeah, it's like my life is like a movie, like, and I got Venus square Neptune too. It's crazy. Like the stuff that happened to me sometimes, I'd be like, if I really just lock in and write a script, there's no reason why I cannot write a phenomenal movie. Like, no reason at all. No reason at all. Like, no Tyler Perry. Like, no Tyler Perry. Like, come on, man. I can't make this shit up. This just be crazy. Or y'all don't ever experience that shit that happened to you? Like, people be like, nah. Or like certain situations, it would make more sense if you lie versus if you didn't. You get what I'm saying? Anybody? No. And then something else I was thinking about too when it comes to Saturn and Pisces was, you know, Miss Stallion, she's experiencing her Saturn return. And I don't know if y'all remember the original natal chart reading that I did for her, but I definitely spoke to her having a lot of karma tying to her ability to tell the truth or to be honest. And this was prior to the Tory Lane situation. And But it was just interesting to see how that's been coming into fruition, y'all. Because like, how are we feeling about the updates? Honest question in the chat. How do y'all feel about the revelation of like Tory Lanez's, or who? No, it was Kelsey's bodyguard who said that she was the one who shot Meg. Y'all remember the Sinistry reading that I did for Meg and Kelsey? What did I say? What have I always said though, y'all? What did I say? What did I always say? And I know people are like, well, that's not, like it's not sufficient enough to like change the facts of the case. Like it's just one man saying this, and whatever. People have their opinions on it. I'm just thinking out of pure logic, like from the very beginning. You got a messy ass situation like that where it come out that your friend is fucking on your nigga behind your back, like, or a nigga that you're fucking on behind your back. Bitches is drunk. Bitches get to fighting. Meg probably tore that ass up. You know what I'm saying? Man, Meg, look, she athletic now. She look like she can got down. Meg look like she can rumble now. Now I don't know if she got like the hands and the agility, but she look like she'll drag your ass around though. She'll put that body weight on you though. She you know what I'm saying? So anywho, I feel like Kelsey was like, damn, you gonna fuck my nigga and beat my ass same night? Bitch, I'm finna pop your ass. And I'm not saying it's right. I don't think it's right. But I just think like realistically, when bitches is drunk and all this shit going on, like, yeah, like what you think? So that's where, it's like she pull out the whatever, they scuffling, Tory jump in, he trying to wrestle the gun from Kelsey, the shots ring out, blah, 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 blah. And then Meg get hit with some of the shards and the whatever the case may be. Is it wrong? Is it wrong? Yes, it's wrong. You feel me? But it's not what was originally depicted. And because of that, Meg is going to suffer in credibility. Saturn rules reputation. That can deal with when you have Saturn and Pisces like that. This type of Saturn return can lead to you really losing a lot of, like, people losing respect for you, or you doing something to embarrass yourself or cheapen your credibility. And like I said, a lot of that could be tied to truth. Saturn also deals with like punishment, shame. Like she low key, and she's always going to have a fan base. And I see that she got a fan base real strong, and that's cool, fine, dandy. You know what I'm saying? I like her music when it's good. Mostly the older stuff. The new stuff ain't hitting on nothing. She ain't talking about nothing. But not her newer stuff. But I love me some old Meg though. But anywho, I digress. Point is, yeah. So how y'all feeling about it? What's tea? And what's up to everybody who's joining as you like trickle in? Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. I can I'll be here for maybe another, damn, time flying. Shit, not that long. It's gonna be a drive-by. Low key. Hold on. Let me see what I'm talking about. Oh. You wouldn't have said shit. Mecca is kind of over, realistically speaking. She does have a fan base, but she won't be as popular as she was. Mm-hmm. Oh, we getting spoiled. Yes, you getting spoiled with me. Take it in, take it in, take it in. I was taking a bat a bit because Meg did say Tori shot her. She's my girl with that Leo moon be fucking her up. It's not necessarily the Leo moon that fucks her up. It's the I would say it's her commitment to that South Node conditioning, like being. Think about it. She has her South Node in that 12th house of Taurus, and so this could be a person who is used to covering things up. Taurus can deal with like things that are tangible, evidence. Um, but Taurus also has a certain level of like normality to it, like favorability. So, and then when you put it in the 12th house, this I look at that as her being someone who just naturally has a hard time. Like either she could have came up being sheltered or favored, or someone who has a very hard time operating above the board, and being forthcoming with shit. Like, and that Saturn and Pisces just kind of reinforces that. Because I mean, she could be all of these different things, and I do think she's on a individual level like really messy. Now that's that Leo Moon Aquarius Sun opposition. I think she got Mars conjoined to her. Let's actually pull up her chart since we talking about it. If we're gonna talk about it, if you really want to talk about it, we can really talk about it. Like, and let's see. Okay. So, I'll share my screen. Okay, so this is Meg's chart. We're talking about Meg, victim baiting, taking the easy way out. Most of Rock Nation artists stick, huh? I don't think they fall off. She might be cool. What you mean, victim? I'm confused. Taking the easy way out. What that mean? You like Meg? What do you like about Meg? Like, you like her as an artist? Do you feel like she's relatable as a person? What is it that you like about her? I am kind of confused as to like how she became a girl's girl. I know like a lot of people I'm finding are like calling her a girl's girl. I like the concept of Meg. Like I would never forget living in Houston around the time she first started bubbling, like around 2017. And that's on a public, like I guess like on a wide, like mainstream level. In Houston, she had already been doing her thing locally. And I just remember like, okay, her name Meg, like, okay, the Megan thing. I'm like, okay, she's tall, she's a thicker, bigger girl, like, what I'm saying? Like myself, like it was a lot of similarities. I said, I might need to listen to this Meg girl. Listen to her, but with all her mixtapes. And it's like as time went on, and I get, things happen, her mother passed, and I'm not one of those people that are insensitive to that, but I'm also not one of those people who gives people like, that excuses uses things like that for an excuse to like terrorize or harm other people. But I take that into consideration as well, because I don't know how I would act, if my mother, God forbid, like, what I'm saying, transition and I were in that predicament or in that place in my life. However, from what I see, like on a personal level, she just has a certain pattern that she moves in that I feel like overshadows what she's like, her talent, because she is talented. I'm not gonna hate on the girl. She's very talented, beautiful girl. Those are not the critiques of her, that I have. But she's weird as hell. That's in my opinion. I was rooting for Meg, but over time, and then music wise, I feel like they're losing the formula. I don't know what, like, what I'm saying. her music sounds very much. There's no growth. There's no. There's nothing that really stands out to me that I would actually want to listen to again and again. So, she gotta. I don't know. She gotta go back and figure out what's missing, because it's not that the talent is missing. It's not that the bars are missing. It's just not. It's not sticking. So I'm not really sure what to do with that in my mind. Fine as fuck, a terrible person like the evil Aquarius she is. I think she's a little monotone, but it's all right. I feel like female rappers are so much more critiqued or criticized rather compared to the male ones, because most of them are shit. And I will say I agree with that. I agree with that. More than one thing can be true at once. So I do agree with that. I do agree that female rappers, women in general, are just obviously held to a harsher standard. And I get that. That's why I'm not picking her. My critique of Meg ain't necessarily like, because I know that there are a group of people, when they have critiques on her, they come from a more misogynistic place, or this ain't that. It just be shit that just don't sit right with me. So, yeah, she has her son at the 26th degree of Aquarius. So, yeah, it is forming in opposition to, I just want to see the degree, to her moon. So she has her Mars and Leo too. So, yeah, that opposition in and of itself is just indicative, or it can bring a lot of drama. Remember when I said oppositions are naturally conflict driven? I ain't never met one peaceful person with that sun moon opposition. Somebody else with the sun moon opposition, Cardi B. Does she seem like a walk in the park? A bunch of, and I can't. I'm not gonna sit up here and hate it or just act like I don't have my afflictions to my son. I have sun square moon. We can be some nutcases too, but a lot of times, it's easier to control. You're a lot more controllable, and especially depending on like the modality of it. So it just depends. It just depends. But like and then a fixed opposition, I would argue, is even worse between Aquarius and Leo, because it makes you even more stubborn. You know what I'm saying? Or set in your ways, or set in your way of doing things, viewing things. You could also look at the sun as the entertainment industry. So the opposition between her sun and moon, and even her sun and Mars, let me see to what degree. Yeah, it's almost exact with her sun and Mars as well. So yeah, it's like that can even illustrate her being constantly at odds with within the entertainment industry, like, even amongst her peers, or her male peers specifically. Y'all know, with that Leo energy, strong Leo energy, a lot of women with that Leo sun, moon, especially Mars, often have a hard time. It's like coexisting with other women, but also even men, when it comes to like the men in their personal lives. Or they can be very like bossy or dominant, or come from that type of environment. That could be the type of mother that her mom was, right? Her mom was even her manager. That's very very indicative of that moon Mars conjunction in Leo. Now, I thought it was interesting with her being a Scorpio North Node. Scorpio North Nodes oftentimes in this lifetime have to learn very painful lessons about like suffering. I'm gonna just keep it real, because Scorpio can be trauma, it can be pain, it could be suffering, or like crises, things that force you to have to evolve. You know what I'm saying? There's no real pretty way to look at it, but like the bright side of it is that these are people who are kind of built to withstand a lot, because 9 times out of 10 they've gone through a lot. Now, all people, regardless as to what your lunar nodal placement tend to go. Meg Thee Stallion. So we're reading Meg Thee Stallion's chart. they tend to go through a lot, but in my findings, it's more of when you have Scorpio on the North Node, or even those who may have Pluto adversely aspecting their North Node, there's a certain level of like pain that you have to learn how to withstand in order to like I said, evolve, or because these on the brighter note, they can also be very powerful people, very affluent people. You know what I'm saying? Or have a lot of influence, and so on and so forth. But you have to learn how to channel that. So I said that to say, and they can encounter situations and very strong themes of like death and whatnot. And I thought that was so interesting because, even when I think of Carisha has Scorpio on the North Node. She ended up losing her first child's father. Ari Fletcher, she has Scorpio on the North Node. She ended up losing her brother. Meg Thee Stallion has Scorpio. It's like every Scorpio North Node, like usually you can pinpoint like a death or a transitioning that hits very close to home, if that makes sense. Or if it don't hit them. I mean, at some point it's gonna hit everybody, but you get what I'm saying. Like, in some cases this can, manifest in like somebody who passes away prematurely. An example of that would be like Takeoff. Takeoff, yeah. He has Scorpio on the North Node also. But with Meg, it's like, let me see, yeah, because her moon is squaring her nodes. Is it? No, actually it's not. Interesting. But I would say, what else could be, or what else, what other questions did you guys have? Or who else do you want to talk about next? And yeah, that Scorpio energy can deal with like receiving a lot of hate too, being hated. And so taking it back to that Mars and Moon and Leo, I wouldn't be surprised if she was very like mean to her mom, or if she had a very love-hate relationship with her mom. But it also reinforces her losing her mother as well too. This could also even be indicative of like having an abortion. I wouldn't be surprised if Meg actually had one at some point. Interesting. Or like her dealing with like, I could see her having a very difficult time just like being with men, or being in like a peaceful relationship for prolonged periods of time. Or where she can be very catty with women and, like I said, compete with her friends, or especially like if a guy comes along with that opposition to Aquarius. It's almost like intuitively that opposition strikes me as like the opposition between her sun and her moon, and even that Mars. It looks like somebody who is always watching other people, because like I said, that opposition is more so there's always like a divert towards other people. Like, these are people who can project, or a lot of their issues could involve other people or whatever. And it's like it's easy to watch people and like want what they have, and then you'll take it if you feel like, because you feel like you're entitled to it with that Aquarius sun. So for her, it could be like, even when it comes to like men, or not even just that, like it could be ideas or stuff that she wants. Like she be like, well, it's mine now. Like I see why she calls herself the Black Regina George. They say her mom pimped her. Whoa, well, That's a very serious accusation. Um, but let me see. That moon, I don't know, but that moon, Mars and Leo, Scorpio on the North Node. Let's see. Oh. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, the 12th house deals with the feet. And so does like Saturn and Pisces. So I thought that was really interesting. But anywho, yeah. So what else? What else is happening, y'all? Oh, DDG. I think Meg was never that talented. She came up in 2020 when we didn't have much to listen to during the pandemic. Damn. You know, with her being an Aquarius, that could deal why she did so good with you know, like with her sounds and music going viral. Like why she do so good on the internet, going viral and stuff. Beyonce's chart with a new birth time. All right. Y'all let me know what it hold on. Let me see it. Let me see it. So what is it, y'all? What's the new information? So I can get pissed off real quick. But I'm open to doing the research, but I'm not. I don't know how confident I am that that's the correct time or that's correct. Dang, do I gotta go look it up myself? Oh, 9:47 p.m. When is her birthday again? Maybe I should look it up myself. Is it Beyonce actually 3 years older? It's September 4th. Okay, thank you, 1981. Okay, so and then she was born in Houston, right? Mm-hmm. I think be lying about her birth time. What would drive her to give out that info? If exactly, exactly, and you know everything you do is under scrutiny. You want your privacy so bad, right? You want your privacy so bad. Why would you think about how everything Beyonce stand for? She won't talk to you niggas unless she trying to sell something. Be fucking for real. She don't talk to you niggas unless she wants you to pay that coin. But you know she talented and she puts on a great show. So 9 times out of 10, niggas would do it. Now, when we start getting into the other random shit she be selling, girl, you can keep it. But you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, keep it real. Okay, so anyway, this new time, I mean this new whatever this is, 9:47 p.m., correct? Y'all Libra risings are sad. The hell we do to you? why Libra risings are sad? Why you say that? Mm-hmm. Okay. 9:04 p.m. Okay, got it. So let me go ahead and share this with y'all. You'll see it. Okay. Okay. I need to make this larger. Hold on. And what was the first time, y'all? What was the original time? Okay. So according to this, she would still be a Virgo sun, Scorpio moon. Her sun would just be at the 12th degree. And this will place it in her fifth house, which rules entertainment. Okay, I mean, I get that, but that also deals with once again being the whole grooming allegations. You know, with Virgo ruling grooming, the fifth house ruling children, childhood, the grooming allegations. They're not beating that, but they can also deal with just her being once again a perfectionist at what she does, and that the fifth house is like your claim to fame. You know, your approach to the industry. So like I get I can get that. I can see that. But how is it aspected though? Sun trying in midheaven, uh in Capricorn. Okay, so that's like her uh what, like making a brand, making her own personal brand for herself, her children. I get that. Let's see. Aries ascendant. What y'all think about that? Mm, and then with her Mars being in the fourth house. Now her North Node and this Mars and Leo in the fourth house. I can see that in terms of like a lot of the challenges she's faced with her fertility and just her desire to like protect herself, her family, her privacy. I get that. Mm-hmm. Moon in opposition to Chiron and Taurus. This gives me like Beyonce's mama, like don't do like don't do good with the money. Like where she didn't put money towards something that had to do with her mom, like whether like a business venture or something that don't pay off, or her mom don't I don't know. It kind of give that vibe like her mama be doing shit with her money. Or even like her being like her mom being art like superficial, her being her mother's favorite. Interesting. She has Cancer in the third house. Gemini in the second house. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what y'all talking about, chat. Yes, several. House of Darion, Blue is a Cancer moon. That is so interesting how Blue's sun is on Beyonce's south node, but her moon is on Beyonce's north node. I feel like they're gonna have a very interesting relationship. And it's funny that I love how people like jokingly refer to Blue as Beyonce's manager, right? And she's a Capricorn, so they have that south node, that sun south node relationship, and that could create a dynamic to where Blue could actually be like, she could act like a more of a, like, those kids that like try to parentified, or not parentified, but in some cases they can be parentified themselves, or maybe they're just naturally more adult. That's very Capricorn too, to have like a Capricorn kid who's, they act grown or they act more like an adult. And when I say act grown, it don't have to mean like, acting fast or nothing, but just like, you talk to a kid and they be like old in the head, like, huh? Who the fuck? Who you done been around talking like that, saying that, acting like you running shit? Like, that's very Capricorn too. Like, people like, yeah, Blue don't play. Like, she's strict. That's very Capricorn. But I don't know. I can see where Beyonce could be very strict with her too. Capricorn South Node women, like I always say, may not, like, motherhood, like, just it don't come natural for them. So they may not be, not saying they can't be good mothers, but they may not be like that default super, you know, cupcakes and roses type of parent. Let's see. Now with her Mars at the 29th degree, um oh no, actually it's at the first degree of Leo. I'm tripping. According to this chart, actually. But her nodes are at the 29th degree. Let me see. I'm trying to see what could be the issue with her son, or if we could see that in her chart, if her son could have, because I heard people were saying that maybe her son had autism, or her son, whatever the case may be. And her son is pretty well aspected, but she does have her son forming a sesqui square to her ascendant. So I wonder if that could deal with like a head injury or a brain, like a brain disorder, or if this is her correct time of birth. Mm, Venus in conjunction to Pluto. That's her and Jay-Z having a lot of their assets tied up. Them being that power couple, or whatever the case may be. But if they divorce, I definitely see like maybe a court battle or something. Hmm. I can see that. But this conjunction, because it's in her sixth house of Libra, also feels like Jay-Z is more so of her handler, which would make sense. Like, or at least at some point in the relationship he was. I'll put it like that. Mm. But in this lifetime with her North, if you were to look at it from her North Node being in that fourth house of Cancer in conjunction to her Mars and Leo, I would look at that as her having to like learn how to listen to herself and her own intuition in this lifetime instead of other people. Interesting. What y'all think? Physically, I don't see her looking like an Aries ascendant. I just don't. I don't. Pisces, 12th house. Um, Neptune in the 8th house of Sag. I could see a situation where she would never mind. No, I ain't gonna say that. Let me hush. But yeah. So what y'all think? What y'all think about this situation? Yeah, like I said, that moon in opposition to Chiron is definitely like indicative of her issue. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if she's not that close to Miss Tina as we think she is, or they are, or like I said, there could be something very superficial or fake, or some really deep issues there regarding like her, like that her being projected upon like as the favorite kid or the meal ticket or the yeah. And a lot of Scorpio moons are in positions where they have to take on like maybe a lot of people depend on them, or they have to take on a lot of shit like from other people. But her moon is still very much in conjunction to her Uranus. And once again, and then especially in that 7th house, like I could definitely still see that correlation between that and maybe her being into whatever you want to call it, occultism, that cult like fan following, and where they can operate like the Beehive is her PR. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, where that's where she's able to leverage a lot of her influence. You could look at your chart to see, like, especially if you are somebody with the personal Scorpio placement, like to see where you're going to yield a certain level of influence of your life, or where other people can influence you. Oh. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, it's been real. I got to skedaddle. I will leave this live up. Her being by, she still has that moon Uranus conjunction, yes, and Scorpio, yes. That could still make her still very much attracted to women. Then she got Aquarius in the 11th house. Yeah. I can still see that. Very much so. But we'll get into that a little later at another date and time. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. And thank you for joining me today. Love you. Bye.